Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of my wonderful and beautiful little subscribers out there. And how I love you all, so, and I hope that you're all super duper well, super duper wonderful, and super duper delicious. And that life is treating you most deliciously. So, three, two, one, my juicy little lights. Thank you, little lights. You're delicious and bright. Oh, they are, aren't they? They're sparkling bright. Now then, my delicious little babies, I hope that wherever you are in the world, that life is treating you most deliciously. Now then, the weather since last night, if it's raining, it's raining. It has been absolutely peeing it down all night. Well, I mean, when I was asleep, getting me in my cot, getting me shut down, my delicious little babies, I can only presume that it was still raining, but it has not shown any signs of stopping. So yes, my delicious little babies, I hope that wherever you are in the world, that the weather is far better than in my neck of the woods, in our older England, in Brummyland, my delicious little babies. Now then, so right, okay. So what do I want to say? Yeah, so I've given my beautiful little Ruby Tuesday. She's had a delicious shower today. Okay, to get her into the shower is a mission, my delicious babies, because little Ruby Tuesday does not like showers. Okay, but once she's had it, she feels deliciously clean. She smells deliciously clean. I've used 3 different shampoos on her and shower gels, and now she's rocking and a rolling. Okay, my delicious little babies. So yeah, she just flipping despises the shower for some reason. My delicious little babies. She's the opposite to a mama bed. You know what I mean? Oh gosh. You know, I feel like I'm wide awake, you know, when I've had a beautiful, juicy shower, you know what I mean? Okay, anyway, I'm not going to keep rambling on about that. So, yeah, I've noticed a slight change. Now, when I advertised a video uh, only a short while ago, this video now happens to be up to over 14,000 my delicious little babies. When I seen it, it was, I think, just over 3,000. And of course, I advertised it, you know, rightfully so, because I was trying to, not in that way with anybody. I was trying to help the uploader as he was homeless, bless him. And I was hoping that YouTube would maybe offer him, you know, or promote him or do something, you know, so that he could get his bed and board. My delicious little babies. So I was just trying to help the situation, really. But I'm thoroughly delighted at his numbers going up, my delicious little babies. Okay, he hasn't really put out much else as such yet, so you know, I'm sure that there we are. It's going to be there we are, very good. Okay, my delicious little babies. So yeah, what is it? Gloomy Sunday Traveller, or is it Sunday Gloomy Traveller? It's what it's either way around. My delicious little babies on YouTube. Yeah, but that was a banging video. Well, I seen another one the other day, and this is somebody who'd I forgot his name now. He'd flown in from an island from Dublin, my delicious little babies, and he decided to take you know, a look around our Brummie Town Centre. Well, it was nowhere near what that other uploader had taken footage of, my delicious little babies. Okay, it wasn't. I do not mean it in a nasty way, and that's why I'm not going to advertise. Okay, so this is no disrespect to any uploaders or anything, but that one that was banged out that I advertised, my delicious little babies. Well, you could not get. There we are, more real life footage of that, my delicious little babies. Okay, so this one. You know, very sadly, was not a patch on that video, my delicious little babies. So that's not being disrespectful or anything, okay? But I do believe, I think that one's recently come back onto YouTube, okay? So maybe he got banged off as well, you know, with the old COVID business, you know what I mean? My delicious babies, probably, I don't know. But yeah, we are still seeing, you know, channels coming back, my delicious little babies. Oh, there's something else I want to tell you. So lovely, and not in that way, like I say with anybody, lovely the Mal K show, which, you know, she's on, bless her dear little heart. She's on Rumble. I do believe it. Is she on Twitter? But of course, they do the same thing there, you know, to censor as much as possible, marvelous little babies. But our lovely little Mal and her dear husband, Rob, they managed to get back on YouTube, marvelous little babies. Anyway, so I found where her channel was. I think was it 86 or 87. So I think I was 88, you know, to subscribe, okay, because she's banging, absolutely banging, that couple are, you know what I mean, for giving out, there we are, information, okay, very important. But that's another reason why she's, you know, why they do what they do to her as well, marvelous little babies, do you understand what I mean, anyway? And bless her dear little soul and her dear husband's dear little soul, bless them both. But well, then somebody else seemed to have taken over her channel. So I thought to myself, what's going on here? Do you understand what I mean? Okay, and it was coming up with Judge Judy. So anyway, my little babies, if you want to subscribe to our lovely the Mal K show, no spaces in between. If you could please put an at the beginning on old YouTube, my delicious little babies, at capital T, the capital M, the Mal, and then capital K, and then capital S show. There's no spaces in between my delicious little babies, okay? But yeah, absolutely banging couple they are, my delicious little babies. And it's so important because this, what's going on, it's affecting the whole of the world. It's not just affecting Barney in the USA, you know, this is affecting all of us. There we are, my delicious little babies, okay? And she covers, bless her, the First World War, Second World War. She is doing at the moment, what is it, between 1944, I think, and 1954 that she's researching at the moment. My delicious little babies, okay? But bless them both, okay? But please, if anybody could please subscribe to any of the channels, YouTube, and you know, you'll find her, bless her beautiful dear little soul on Twitter and on Rumble. And they also have their own, you know, website, okay, my delicious little babies, and you can, you know, just maybe give a little gift. Do you understand what I mean, okay? But well worth, there we are, well worth it, okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, sorry, excuse me. So I've got some, I was going to do a video yesterday evening, actually, my delicious little babies. And you know what? I thought I just cannot, I don't mean it nastily, my delicious baby. I thought I just cannot be bothered. Do you understand what I mean? Okay. I just wasn't in the mood, if you know what I mean. Okay. Anyway, and later this month, anyway, I'm going to be making some candles because I've got lots of little glass containers. So I'm going to be making some different sorts of candles, you know, like with orange in it and berries and, you know, things like that, you know, scented candles, my delicious little baby. I like to do things like that every now and again, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Anyway, so, oh, sorry, excuse me, I'm getting over this, it's a real niggly, sort of cough, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? It's like you have a coughing fit and then you're all right again, do you know what I mean, my delicious babies? Anyway, so, my beautiful, can you hear her? Can you hear her? This is my beautiful little washing machine, my delicious little baby. She's back rocking and rolling. But the other problem is I've got to make a dog and bone call when I finish doing my video, my delicious little babies, because there seems to be a slight leak coming from somewhere. I'm not sure whether it's, you know, the excess water maybe that was coming out or whether something's been knocked. So I've got to call the dear washing machine not in that way, the dear washing machine gentleman out again, my delicious little babies. Hopefully you'll be able to see where it's coming from. It's not a massive leak, but before it gets to that stage, it's better that I nip it in the bud. Do you understand what I mean, my delicious little babies? Otherwise, it's just going to flood the flipping kitchen. Anyway, my delicious little babies. So let me start with this one. Now, this is on YouTube, my delicious little babies, okay? And it is called capital W, William, space, capital C, and then full stop, and then space, capital H, head, then a comma, then space, and then these are capitals PC. Okay, my delicious little babies. So once tapped into the old space bar in YouTube, should anybody happen to have any form of an interest, my delicious little babies, the uploader should read, sorry, William C, full stop, head, comma, PC. Okay, my delicious little babies. This uploader happens to have 1.88 thousand subscribers, my delicious little babies, okay? Now, this video here never came up on my feed, my delicious little babies. I was actually scrolling looking for something else. And so it's 13 years ago, this video was. Okay, my delicious little babies. Happens to have 25,000 likes and 7.8 thousand comments. Okay, my delicious little babies. And this video should read, and it's nearly 5.5 minutes long. Okay, my delicious little babies. And the video should read, drunkest person ever. Space Odyssey and other classical music. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? Drunkest person ever. Space Odyssey and other classical music. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, why am I mentioning this? Because when I very first started to watch the video, my delicious little babies, it's this man, right? And I can only assume it's in America. He comes walking in, staggering into this shop, my delicious little babies. He was literally staggering. Okay, my delicious little babies. So once he got round the other side where the fridges were, where the beer was, he managed to open the fridge door, the glass door, to get the beers, okay? But then, and then you hear the classical music in between, my delicious little babies, okay? Because you got his legs going here, there and everywhere. Anyway, well, basically, he fell flat on his back, my delicious little babies, okay? And the poor man, and I will say this, my delicious little babies, because I was getting about halfway through, and I was going, gosh, you cannot get up, you cannot get up. Do you understand what I mean, okay? And halfway through, I thought, this is not amusing. Initially, it did look amusing. So, you know, I do not like to laugh at somebody else's misfortune, but occasionally we've all done it, you know what I mean? It's like if I've fallen over, you know, and others laugh at me, I just find it flipping hilarious. Do you understand what I mean? I just laugh at myself. Do you see what I mean, okay? But to the extent that this man was drunk, okay, I feel, there we are, there must have been something else wrong. This was not just somebody just being drunk, my delicious little babies. It cannot have been, okay? I do not know whether, you know, maybe he's had, I don't know, maybe a lot of in his time or something, my delicious little babies, because of course, you know, as we very well know, it's full of heavy metals. Okay, my delicious little babies, which we've all got in our bodies, you know, very sadly, because of what's been put into our food and water, my delicious little babies. And of course, you cannot escape it because it's in the effing air as well, my delicious little babies, as well as on the ground. Do you know what I mean, my delicious little babies? But we have to just try to do what we can do. But I just thought that I'd mention this video, my delicious little babies, okay? And then you can spare a thought what your thoughts are. But for myself, that did not strike me as somebody who was just intoxicated. I feel it was, there we are, something far more, okay? But he was well all over the place, my delicious little babies, and an elderly man tried to help him as well, you know what I mean? What was very interesting is that the actual staff in the shop, you know, they never really seemed to want to help much, my delicious little babies. Do you know what I'm saying, okay? But there we are. But this appears to be the world that we're in, my delicious little babies. You see it everywhere, don't you? Now then, so that's that one, my delicious little babies, okay? This one here, my delicious little baby. Oh, yes, this one. How many minutes now was this video? I'm trying to remember now. Was it about 30 minutes, something like that, 20 or 30 minutes? Okay. This uploader here, my delicious babies. But anyway, just getting back to that previous video, I do hope that that dear man was all right. Not in that way, not in that way. I really hope he was, you know. Because if he was to lie on his back, you know, and be sort of what I call, you know, I do not mean this about anybody who's in a coma or being in a coma, my delicious babies. It's just figure of speech. But if he's comatised, because I should imagine it'll take him about a week to get over flipping that. I got the sweetest hangover. I don't want to get over. Well, I think he'd soon want to get over that flipping hangover, my delicious babies. Let me be done telling you that now then. Oh, he could really do with some lemon water, my delicious babies. It'll go straight to his noddle. You know what I mean? Help to hydrate him, my delicious babies. Anyway, this one here, happens to have 10.3 million subscribers, my delicious babies. Now, for some of you, you may know of this channel. Me, myself, personally, whether I've seen it before, I do not know now. Honestly, I've seen that many videos there we are over these years, my delicious babies. Do you understand what I mean? I just get to that, but I cannot place it unless I have seen it. I don't know. But again, this never came up on my feed, my delicious babies, okay? It's just I don't know if it rings a bell or not. I still do not know, my delicious babies. But this is called capital B in the old space bar in YouTube, my delicious babies. Business space capital I Insider. Okay, my delicious babies. So that's the uploader. Business space Insider. And the video should read the dirty, yes, supply chain behind Indonesia's poisoned tofu. Okay, my delicious babies, so I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? The dirty, yes, supply chain behind Indonesia's poisoned tofu. Okay, my delicious babies. Now, why am I mentioning this video? Because, and mind you, they've got some other banging videos on there as well, my delicious babies, you know, like Pakistan. That was a couple of years ago, you know, like Pakistan, where you got a family bless. And instead of them paying their debt off, because they make bricks, you know, bricks, my delicious babies, you know, but they do not quite, you know, they live in humble surroundings, shall we say, from what I could hear and see. But it's very clear to myself that, you know, the bricks were clearly being built for somebody else, my delicious babies, yes. So instead of them paying off the debt, it's like you're paying off the interest and everything like this now. Then do you see what I'm saying, my delicious babies, okay? It's really interesting to look at some other videos on this channel, my delicious babies, you know what I mean? It's damn well rank and disgusting in my view. Just like this video here. Now, I pointed out long time ago, and it was years back, where they were really trying to drum it into everybody's noddles in our old England, my delicious babies, you know, on the box in the corner of the room, that poxy box. And where they were trying their best to get all of us to eat tofu, my delicious little babies, okay? Me personally, it wouldn't be for myself, okay? But for some, because what they were trying to say is, okay, simple things. This is how they were trying to put it across to us, okay, who are viewing it, my delicious babies, that it's like a substitute for meat. Okay, my delicious babies. So that's basically what this was about, okay? But if you look at these conditions, my delicious babies, and this is another reason. Sorry, my delicious babies, the door's just going to be back in a minute. I'm sorry about this. I'm sorry about that, Mad's little baby. 3, 2, 1, Mad, you little heart. Thank you, little heart. She's delicious and bright. Yes, one of my beautiful dear little friends has come to see myself. She prefers it if I do not mention her name. She did say that one day, she may come on the video with myself. You won't be able to see her, but you'll be able to hear her. Okay, Mad's little. What a beautiful surprise. So lovely to see her. It's so beautiful to see you, isn't it, sweet? Yes? Yes. She's just thumbs up. Okay, my little babies. Now then, so I'm just going to quickly speed through because we're beautiful dear little friends here, and she absolutely adores my honey, lemon and ginger that I make her. So I've just quickly just done it. Just, wash a lemon and just cut it up. Ginger, honey. She just absolutely adores it. She says, nobody makes it like you do, Carla. Okay, it's just, it's like that, isn't it? Right, now. What's that song? Nobody does it better. What year was that? What year was that song? Okay. Oh, I'm so excited that my little friends come. Yeah, because we see each other. We see each other about every 3 weeks to a month. Yeah. But we'll talk on a dog and bone and everything, my delicious baby. It's so beautiful to see her, you know what I mean? As it is with any of my beautiful dear little friends, because they only have a small circle. They're our best way to keep it, you know what I mean? Anyway, so this is all to do with the tofu, my delicious little babies, okay? Yeah, so I'm sorry about that there had to be a little pause, but I'm back now. And if you was to look at their conditions, my delicious babies, in Indonesia, and that's what I wanted to say to you. Now, over in our old England, in Brummyland, my delicious babies, okay? Now, they've stopped the recycling. And something that came into my noddle quite a while back, my delicious little babies. And I thought to myself, you know what? I thought it's making myself wonder whether this is what it's because of, okay? Because, you see, they were sending an awful lot from Europe, my delicious little babies, okay? So this would be from, Italy, all different places, England, everywhere. Okay, my delicious little babies, okay? And what was happening was, Indonesia did not want to take any more of these, what do they call them, those massive containers, that you put on ships, didn't want any more recycling, because what it is dangerous. And of course, when you're burning it, well, they use a lot of this recycling, my delicious little babies. You should see this on this video, my delicious little babies, to anybody who has not seen anything like this. I have mentioned over time to do with Ireland, Pakistan and all different places, which I have on my videos, my delicious little babies. But anyway, when they're burning this, it's the poisonous chemicals. Not only that, but when they're making a tofu, the men, what they're getting is yeast. This is true, sweet. This is absolutely true. This is, because my beautiful dear little friend, she watches all my videos, don't you? She does. She watches all my videos, bless her. At least I've got one fan, apart from myself, from the hard delicious babies, okay? Anyway, that's not ego, by the way. So, which I'm so very thankful for, my beautiful dear little friend, No, because it's a form of support, isn't it? You know what I mean, okay? I would do the same if my beautiful dear little friends are doing videos. I would be fully supportive. Anyway, my delicious little babies. So anyway, what these men get now, making this tofu, they get blisters and they get yeast on the hands. So we talked about fungi before, haven't we, my delicious babs? I'm not going to talk anything more because, YouTube, they're not liking that, okay? They clearly don't like the word fungi, okay, my delicious babies? Well, of course, part of the process of making a tofu, because you've got coconut milk, but you've also got soybeans. What a lot of the soybeans that go to Indonesia to make the tofu is actually from born in the USA, okay? And of course, for the poor Americans, the way that their food has been poisoned and everything like this now then, do you see what I mean? Which, of course, the soybean then is being shipped to, as with anything, soybean, just like kidney beans, just like anything, is good for you. Do you see what I'm saying? It's good for your mad delicious little babies, okay? But not if it's been grown in a different, type of way, mad delicious little baby. This is the point I'm making, okay? So once the men do their part, then the women come along, and then what they then do, then it gets all cut up and everything, and then it gets packaged, and then, ready to be shipped around the world, mad delicious little babies, okay? So well worth, there we are, a look at this video. But it makes myself wonder why they've stopped the recycling. There we are, do you know what I mean? And I thought this quite a while back. I thought, what's the crack here? Because at one time they wanted all of the recycling, but now they're not wanting the recycling. Do you see what I'm saying? Yes, okay. But they do this to other countries. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies, okay? And they show you it's all well-known names. It comes from America as well. Okay, my delicious babies, it's very important, this is. And what's more important, and this is why I keep pointing things out, is because look at these conditions, and they only get paid, what is it, little chinny. Right, all right, little chinny. All right, she's come to visit today, little chinny has. All right, little chin. All right, baby, all right. Okay, and sorry, Martin, she's come down to see me, okay? Look at she, bless her, my friend's laughing. Anyway, you all right, baby? You all right? Yeah? Come to visit Auntie Carla and little May's little Rubes, haven't you? Yes, baby, yes. And you've met my beautiful dear little friend. One of my beautiful dear little friends, haven't you? Anyway, sorry about that, Martin, little babies, because I need to get my video finished, okay? So anyway, she just loves the fusters, little Chinny. Anyway, so the point is, my delicious little babies. So the point is, my delicious little babies, is that she loves the camera. She loves the camera, does little Chin, honest. And so does my little Mare, so beautiful little Mare, my beautiful little Rube. She's not too bothered, you know what I mean? Anyway, but our beautiful little Chinny, Auntie Carla's beautiful little Chinny, yes. So anyway, my delicious little babies, so the point that I'm making, how much does that woman get paid? Is it $3? $3 to do all that work. I think it's 5 lots with the tofu, mad delicious baby. Chinny, come on, please, babe. Come on now. Come on, sit down then, please, Auntie Carla. That's it. That's a good girl. Sit down a bit, please, baby. While I just finish my video. Anyway, and yeah, she's sitting now. Okay, my delicious baby. So she gets paid $3. She does 5 lots of this tofu. I'm pretty sure it's that video. Okay, my delicious baby. So, ones need to understand, and this is why we, sorry, excuse me, my delicious babies. This is why we do not have, our industries have taken everything. But they've taken everything from England, from America, from everywhere, okay? And it's all for slave labour, my delicious little babies. Do you see what I'm saying, okay? And of course, these plastics, for a lot, it's very dangerous to one's health. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? Yes? Anyway, please, well worth a watch if anybody has not watched anything like this, my delicious little babies. Now, the next one. Right, so I'll tick that one off, okay? So the next one, my delicious little babies, okay? Oh, yeah. This is capital S in the old space bar in YouTube, my delicious little babies. Serpensa. I do mention them from time to time, my delicious little babies. It's Winston. Okay, my delicious little babies. I'll spell it for you. Capital S ERPENTZA. Serpensa. Okay, my delicious little babies. This uploader happens to have 1.58 million subscribers. My delicious little babies, okay? She's a little, oh, little chinny, what you like. Well, anyway, remember the eagle wings, my delicious little babies. Anyway, and yeah, so he has 1.58 million subscribers, my delicious little babies. I do mention him from time to time. And this video is about, I think it's about 10 or 11 minutes long. It's not very long, my delicious little babies, okay? And this is what the video should read. Even YouTube was shocked. Dared question China's military, then hell unleashed. Okay, my delicious little baby, so I'm just going to repeat that again for you, shall I? Even YouTube was shocked. Dared question China's military, then hell unleashed. Okay, my delicious baby, so what is this about? Okay, so you see, China, we cannot say, nobody can say anything about China. Okay, so that's not me talking personally about the Chinese, mind you, with some of their behaviours that I've seen on videos, my delicious little babies. Okay, I mean, obviously they're doing this because they're putrid government. Okay, now what Winston is saying here in this, and this is very disturbing, my delicious little babies. If you could have heard the vile, because he used to live in China for 14 years. You know this. I'll show you when I come off the my video, sweet. Yes, okay. And you listen to the nastiness that ones are put in, and the Chinese, okay, my delicious little babies, really vile, okay. Well, he's because he used to live in China. Sorry, my delicious little babies, okay, 14 years, okay. And because he tells the truth, as the way he sees it, my delicious little babies, okay? Well, of course, you know, he has problems himself, you know, to do with Chinese, you know, authorities and things like this. Now then, do you see what I'm saying? Yes? Anyway, but you should have heard the vileness. But what Winston's talking about is that this sort of thing should not be happening, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? You should hear it. It's vile. The very sadly, the messages that he was receiving, my delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? But I bet Twitter, I bet they were all right about that there, weren't they, my delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? So this is what I'm saying to you. You see, platforms appear to be all right with some things now. You know what I mean, my delicious little babies, and not all right with other things, it seems. Do you see what I mean? But please take a listen to his little video, my delicious little babies, anyway. But I feel really sorry for poor Winston receiving all those horrible messages. Not in that way, not in that way. Anyway, so that is that video. Now, there is one more, and then I'm going to be over and out, okay? This one here, my delicious little babies, this uploader is called, right, capital K. This is in the space bar on YouTube again, my delicious little babies. Lowercase, try, Try, then 4 ones, you know, the number ones, 4 ones. Okay, my delicious little babies, this is all together, no spaces. K, try, 1111. Okay, my delicious little babies. This uploader happens to have 75,000 subscribers, my delicious little babies, and no, this one never came up on my feed either. There's 5 videos, okay? Sorry, excuse me. Can you get out? sorry, okay. But sorry about that, my delicious little babies. 5 videos, okay? This one had, listen to this, 310,000 likes on this one, my delicious little babies, and then 89,000 comments. And this was uploaded 7 years ago, my delicious little babies. Did you hear what I just said to you, my delicious babies? 310,000 likes and 89,000 comments. And that was 7 years ago, my delicious little baby. Something was happening in between these years, my delicious little babies, between the 5 and the 7 year ago. Okay, my delicious little babies, because these were allowed to come out and, for everybody to comment, like this. Whereas if you look at these days, my delicious little babies, ones can only dream about getting 310,000 likes, my delicious little babies. Do you understand what I mean? That's not being nasty. But, you can see the difference, can't you, my delicious little babies? But only has 5 videos up. Okay, my delicious little babies. So I do not know whether may have had another channel or something. I'm not too sure, my delicious little babies anyway. And this video here is just over 10 minutes long, okay, my delicious little babies. And what this is talking about is this is to do with this young man, not in that way, this young man who is interview, sorry, this is the video, catatonic schizophrenic. Okay, my delicious little baby. So that is the title to the video, interview, catatonic schizophrenic. Okay, my delicious little babies. Now then, I really felt sorry for this poor man. Now, it appears that what he said is that nobody likes him. But all he wants to do is play the piano. But he's classed as this schizophrenic. Now, he's answering the questions to whoever's asking him the questions. Okay, Martin Babies. And at one point, who was asking him this poor dear man questions? He said, well, can you make it more clear? And he said, no. Do you know, it was quite obvious. The questions that the poor dear man was being asked, there we are, answering. There we are, ding, ding, dong, dong. So what is it to not understand for the one who was asking him? I would say, there we are, he needs a checkup from the neck up. And if you look at half of these psychiatrists, my delicious little babies, they need a checkup, sorry, yeah, I stumbled there, checkup from the neck up, my delicious little babies, because let me tell you, half of them are raving flipping alcoholics, half of them are off the flipping rockers, there we are, my delicious little babies, and half of them get sent round the flipping bend and twist, my delicious little babies, do you know what I mean? But this is very serious, my delicious little babies. Now, you've heard me talk about mental asylums before. I hate saying things like this. I really despise it. Because in reality, if you go back decades and decades ago, my delicious little babies, you used to have a lot of asylums, okay, scattered all over the world. My delicious little babies, okay, then they shut them down. Okay, my delicious little babies. But you see, the thing is, horrendous things took place in these, asylum hospitals, my delicious little babies. I mean, the most horrendous things, and the way that they were treated, and, literally in straitjackets, my delicious. I mean, the torture, the mental torture. I mean, you're supposed to be there to help. Not do vicious and awful and putrid experiments. Very, very, very naughty and wrong. There we are, my delicious little babies. Do you understand what I mean, okay? But this poor man, and all he wanted to do was go to the university and teach the piano at the university and play the piano. That's it, my delicious little babies. I felt so sorry for him just looking at his birth trace. Made me feel really sorry for the poor man. You know what I mean? But what turns one into a bloody a schizophrenic anyway? And of course, they put a lot into these mental asylums, saying that they were mad because, they could hear voices in their head and things. No. It is spirit coming through to them. And this is what these are doing not a liking. Do you see what I mean, my delicious little babies? But however, we know long time that they do or have a fascination rather in tarot reading, and things like this now, then, my delicious little babies anyway. Because I noticed that when I used to do all my readings. My delicious little babies. Oh, yes, I did. It's like, when I go to upload my video now to your my delicious little babies, this is what it does. I forgot to tell you this, completely forgot to tell you. What it does, it comes up with a blank screen, okay? And usually on a lot of my videos, they make me look either the most miserable that I can look, because I do not know how to do all the editing and everything, my delicious little baby. So they make me look either as miserable as sin, which, as you can see, I am not, okay? Yes, I talk about serious things now, because this sort of thing should not be happening. And, I actually seen that dear young man as a very, there we are, intelligent young gentleman. But do you see all of the labels, my delicious little babies, whether you're black, you're white, you're Asian, do you understand what I mean? Whether you're what these words, mentally impaired, mentally ill. Everybody seems to have a label, my delicious little babies. Do you understand what I mean? They're always coming out with something flipping new bloody every 5 minutes, aren't they? Are you all right? Oh, all right, okay, so it's all right. She's popping out to make a dog and bone call. Okay, sorry about that, my delicious little baby. So, yes, but everybody's got a label, haven't they? It's like, oh, that's another thing I want to say to you, but please take a listen to that video, my delicious little babies, please, and thank you. I really felt so sorry for the boys. And the way he was looking, he was like, his eyes were wide open, and I just felt really sorry for him. I really, really did, my delicious little babies. Do you understand what I mean? And of course, when you look at for most, I know that you have a small minority who can be very, well, they really are very unwell, my delicious little babies. Okay, so of course, they would have to be helped in a different way if they can be helped. Okay, but for most, they're communicating, with spirit and with everything. Do you see what I mean? My delicious babies. And of course, then they get classed as, there we are, one who's flown over the cuckoo's nest. Do you see what I mean? My delicious little babies, when they're not mad at all. Do you see what I'm saying, my delicious babies? That's another thing that I wanted to say. I must say it while it's on my noddle. This word that I've heard flying around for quite a while now, my delicious babies, where, what do they say? Somebody has been unalived. Unalived. I bet that wasn't in the dictionary 10 or 20 years ago, was it? I do not know. But can you see all these new words? Unalived. What a silly word. If somebody's passed over, there we are, they're passed over. I cannot bear the words deceased, corpse corporation. Okay? My delicious little babies, okay? I cannot even stand the word dead. I cannot stand any of these words, because this is how ones have been trained to be and what to say. When somebody speaks like that, my delicious little babies, it tells myself that they're fully detached. There we are. It's like they're fully detached. I know you might find it really hard to try to understand me sometimes, my delicious little babies. I'm not going to say that I find myself difficult to understand. No, I do not. I know fully well, there we are, ding, ding, dong, dong, what I'm saying here. I feel that those words make somebody's dear loved one or our dear little babies just seem like a number. Okay? And then, of course, you have this unalived business. If somebody's very sadly passed away for very sadly what circumstances have caused this, okay? Or they've been murdered, because there are plenty of murderers, isn't there, my delicious little babies, you know what I mean? Doing away with mankind for a very long time, my delicious little babies, yes. So then they decide to change words. Anyway, my delicious little babies, that's what I want to say, but I cannot stand those words. And I've noticed with a lot of doctors, and even these ones who, they talk on these videos and everything, and they have like this smarmy snigger to them. Do you know what I mean? Well, me personally, sorry, excuse me, my little babies, or me personally, I do not like them either. Okay, my little babies, so no. I just think it's the sheer mentality. I feel, sorry if you have to think it's no, it's the sheer mentality of them. Okay, the way that they've been trained. But if somebody's, passes away, somebody's dear loved one, well, at the end of the day, it's like they're very detached. It's like, well, you're just a number, couldn't give a shite. There we are. I think it's putrid. That's my thoughts. I really feel it's putrid. And anyway, think means no, so anyway, so I didn't mean no. It is putrid. Okay, my delicious babies, and that's all that I have to say today, my delicious babies, okay? And whatever's going on here as well with the spies, okay? They keep dropping milk cartons. I do not know what all of this is about to do with the milk. Anyway, I've talked about milk long time, my delicious babies, okay? And it wouldn't surprise myself if this is why a lot are getting sniffles and things like this now then, because of course they're injecting the poor little cows, unless we're so blessed to get, little farmers, with their beautiful babies, their little cows, who are not injected. But for most, which of course that's going into all our systems, my delicious babies, we've just permanently been poisoned 24/7, my delicious babies, you know what I mean? And this must stop. Anyway, so that's the end of my video. So I've ticked everything off now, my delicious babies. I do apologise for my video today. So we've had little Chinny making an appearance on the old camera to you all, my delicious babies. I've got my beautiful dear little friend now then that I must get back to, and my beautiful little Mares and my beautiful little Rubes, and Aunt Carla's beautiful little Chinny as well, and my beautiful dear little friend, okay? So, wherever you are in the world, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening, please have a super duper delicious time. You only get one life, my little honey bunnies. Sending peace, love, harmony, and bright blessings to each and every one of you. And may your beautiful little selves and your beautiful little families all be fully protected. Please look after yourselves and please try to take care of others, because we are in a bonkers, crackers, and crazy world, my little honey bunnies. How I love you so. Have a beautiful time wherever you are, okay? And you just look after. Yes, okay? The storm will pass. Do you know what I mean? My delicious babies, it's just unfortunate we're having to go through all this shit. Okay, my delicious babies, love ya. Thank you so very much for any views, for any likes, okay? How I love you so. At least I know some of my little beautifuls out there are listening to my beautiful little friends, okay? Love you. Take care. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.